Hey everyone, me Kevin here. Welcome back to another market closing live stream. Today we're going to be looking at earnings coming up at multiple different companies, which I'm super excited to explore. So we've got a lot to do. But I wanted to start by saying I'm just blown away with the pace at which this market can change its mind. Now, I have been very conservative the last 3 months-ish. Maybe since May, so maybe 2 months. So, and middle of May, I did some big buying. I actually went into margin when we had the big dip in May, and since that dip, I've just been saving cash, selling puts, closing call options that were profitable. Taking some tendies here, there, and kind of being willing to just grow the cash reserve more. And yesterday, I thought, okay, hey, maybe this is going to be that kind of day where we start going into a direction of, all right, we're going to have another May coming up on our hands. And I mean, some companies, we're getting close to that, those numbers. Yeah, but folks, this market, well, before I say any more, let's just go look at it. And look at this. This is insane. It's like literally all just U-turned again to the upside this time. To me, it feels as if we have a market where folks are what I like to call yield starved. That is, a lot of folks are used to making more money than they have been making. Here's just a good way to put that. We've got look at 2020, right? 2020, you could buy anything and pretty much consistently make a lot of money if you just held throughout the rest of the year. Now it's a lot harder. You get a lot more of this sideways tradingness. Some stocks do very well. Others trade sideways. Others just trend downwards. Others bleed out. So it's a lot more of like you're walking through a minefield is kind of what it feels like, of who's actually going to continue to win going into and forward this sort of recovery. So it's very bizarre. There's a lot of uncertainty and a lot to process. Today is certainly a day that I wouldn't be a buyer on such a green day like this. Today's a good day if I had some call options. Like, for example, I closed my call options on CCIV at $27. So yeah, it's up to 8% today, but it's at $24. So point being, like I was really willing to take tendies over the last few weeks. We've come down to new levels. Now we're recovering right back, which is pretty neat to see. But wow, I have to say, I am impressed with how quickly these things came back from yesterday's lows. Look at this. AMC up almost 14% right now. Pretty much, let's go. Yeah, this is actually the 1-minute chart here. Oh my gosh. We didn't even care about this line here. We bounced off it once. We almost bounced off of it 3 times here. Look at that. That's almost 3 bounces off of our 3742 line. And then just choo-choo trained, high-speed railed right through it. Now we're in the 37 to 4136 channel. Not bad. Not bad for AMC at all. Very happy about that. I do not have any options on AMC right now. I just have my shares, which last week I added more shares. Let's see here. AMC. I'll find it in a second. But anyway, absolutely incredible. Gevo coming out of nowhere again. Gevo has been one of those that that was a momentum play for a period of time after Biden got in. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, okay. I now have. Oh, sweet. I didn't know I had. What? Is that right? Oh, I didn't know this, but I had 2,098 shares. Huh. Wow. I should add 2 shares, and then I'll have enough for 21. Maybe. But yeah, then I'd have 21 contracts, right? So that's cool. All right, G-Tech. We've got G-Tech, a cannabis play here. All of a sudden, is this what's AV? How come I don't remember this symbol? I'll have to check on this. But I know G-Tech as a cannabis play, but I haven't seen this symbol before, so I'll have to confirm that. Big Digital coming out of the hole here. Look at that, 11% after being down to 66 cents. The darn thing is finally recovering here. Look at the excessive volume too. Went down to 65 cents at its low. Currently at 76 cents. That's tempting. It's very tempting, especially since they did just come out with their earnings yesterday. I'm going to write that down. Oh, yeah. Actually, I already have it written down here from the morning. Very interesting. Churchill Capital, BlackBerry, American Airlines bouncing back 7.78. Wow. That's not bad. Then we've got GameStop coming up 7.6, Zom, Simon Property Group. Anything the recovery stocks sold off yesterday, they got back today, basically. Is pretty much what we're seeing here, which is absolutely incredible. I mean, how short-lived that crash was yesterday. Whew, it's unbelievable. Macy's, Lordstown, Boeing, Microvision, you name it, they're all up. Now, what's down? Well, volatility's down. That's no surprise. Meta Materials continuing its bleed out. Here you got momentum. So here's sort of the graveyard of momentum right here. BTX, Meta, Ashford. Moderna's actually rotating down. That's interesting. I wouldn't expect Moderna to have just given up its run all of a sudden like this. Yeah, it looks like something happened around 2 hours ago with Moderna, some kind of potential news regarding this. So that's interesting. Kunzi. Eldorado Resorts. I didn't know that Eldorado Resorts überprüfen was a stock. I don't know. Eldorado Resorts, is it? Eldorado Gold. I've never heard of resorts. Blue Apron, Marin. Here's just another momentum. CRISPR coming down a little bit here. Let's see. Nvidia down a little bit here. But not much. You know, after their split, today's split day, they've been down the last week, kind of selling off in anticipation, but not much more of a movement to the downside. It's not bad. EXPI is up 5.22% today. Nice solid growth day here. Matterport's flat. Very nice. Pinterest up again a little bit. How's our buddy Enphase? Let's just scope this out a little bit. Enphase up 4.57. Yeah, look. Whoa, that's weird. It just touched our line and bounced off. When did we draw that line? I don't remember drawing this recently. Did we draw this yesterday? I don't think so. But that's very interesting. Yeah, no, that's not a line we drew recently. This is a line that's been here. So obviously, I wouldn't have drawn it like that. So this must be a line that's been here for a bit. So let's go ahead and beef that up a little bit, because that's a very cool bounce there off the day chart. It's almost a perfect bounce off the line. 155.25 versus the 155.46 that we have here. That's cool. So, all right, let's see what we got over here. What's this talk about Delta?
About this, and it is very much consistent with our conversation today, is that, look, America simply isn't going to turn the clock back to March 2020. We have too much infrastructure in place. I'm not just talking about roads and bridges. I'm talking about a distribution of the vaccine, a set of policies that work at the national, at the state, at the local level to distribute this safe and effective vaccine to everyone who can use it. And we're trying to convince anyone.
Let's see if Fox is back up. We don't want to talk too much about vaccine.
This is going to be very interesting. Big tech is going to come under big pressure in the years ahead, as long as Biden is president and the crew that's running the show from a regulatory standpoint stays there. Liz, back to you.
Wow.
Yeah, the Republicans.
Sounds like somebody's shorting big tech.
Let's keep that in mind. Charlie, great
They
stuff.
don't
Thank
look
you
to
very
break up.
much.
That's a huge difference, Liz. They don't look to break up. They did not look to break up. And this is pretty big. These are people that look at the world a lot differently than Malcolm Delaram and Ajit Pai and the people that Trump appointed.
All right, Charlie, thank you. After yesterday's sell-off, look at the numbers right now. Dow Jones Industrial's up 612 points. The market's
just basically recovering everything from yesterday. By the way, I just put up the expiring in 2 days, 40% off coupon code link there in the chat. So remember, it's code I'm Not Leaving, gets you lifetime access to the stacks, Psychology of Money program, real estate investing, real estate agent sales, YouTube, do-it-yourself property management, and renovations. All right, good. Comes to Caesar's Entertainment. Oh, Caesar's. Oh, this battery's dead. I don't understand how the battery's dead, given that it's plugged in, but the camera does that after a while. Caesar's Entertainment. I mean, personally, I'm staying away from a lot of these. Caesar's. Okay, come on. Caesar's Entertainment. I wonder if I spelled that wrong. Yeah, I probably did. Hold on, let me get it really quick. Battery low. It's funny, it's plugged in. Caesars Entertainment. Ah, there we go. There's the correct spelling of it. All right, Caesars Entertainment stock. Camera overheated. It's possible. Yeah, that could be what it is. CZR is the ticker. CZR. CZR. All right. Let's at least just take a look at the chart here. Here, give me 1 sec. I'll just restart that camera. Kind of stupid, does it? There we go. And on. Usually, it's just a matter of restarting it, which is kind of stupid. But let's see here. Nope. Still unhappy. Okay, it's gonna have to cool down for a little bit. Fine then. I'll just turn it off. We'll just use this one. No problem. That's why you always have a backup camera. In fact, we got 2. Although I rarely keep this one on. This one. There we go. All right. So anyway, Caesars. See, let's see this one. See, look at that. Sup, the other angle, the desk angle, the 2 coffee cup angle. See that? Here we got a Don't Sue Me Bro mug. We get the 99 fishing mug. Got the little Bloomberg login here. See, you get a whole nother angle over here. All right. So let's go to Caesars here for a moment and see what we got. All right. So I would expect it to be very much like the other recovery plays. And so far, that's exactly what I'm seeing. Very good run from November. Vaccine approval. You've got basically a straight run here since vaccine approval. And you are on an accelerating downtrend, really since about the first week of June. This is something, even here in Canada, you're known as Meet Kevin. Oh, well, thank you for that. Dead cat bounce. Oh, we'll talk about that. But anyway, yeah, this is very interesting. You're falling towards your 200-day moving average here. This is very consistent with what we're seeing across the board at recovery stocks. I'm nervous about them. I don't think earnings are going to be as good as people expect. I think places are busy because people are paying with their time because there are not enough employees. I could be very wrong. I'm just not playing any of them. Any of the recovery stocks. I don't care. The hotels, the restaurants, it doesn't matter to me. And that's no offense to any of them. Like, don't get me wrong. If you're in the recovery place, more power to you. There's some wonderful companies I'm a big fan of. Just be a wonderful company doesn't mean I'm going to be invested in it. So, anyway. All right. I love the desk angle, really. Yeah. So I think margins could actually, could margins be better? That's a good question. It depends. It really depends. Could margins be better? I mean, you would think that there'll be more pricing power, and so margins could be better, yes. But I don't know that the market, and I think this is the bigger question, I don't know how much the market's going to care specifically about margins at recovery stocks. I think they're going to compare, they're going to go, okay, cool, you're busier and you're hiring. How quickly are you able to hire? And is that causing problems? And if it's not causing problems, or if it's not causing a lot of problems, how sustainable is your growth? Are you starting to see any decline, right? That's probably what I'd be looking at. In fact, it would be really interesting. Let's see here. Why don't I quickly let's do like a quick trend search or something like that, right? So let me do this really quick. I'll pull it up and we'll switch back to it. So I don't know. What should we type? Let's do like win.com or like Encore Las Vegas. Okay, yeah, the website is Win Las Vegas. Oh, I see what they did there. That's funny because you want to go to Las Vegas and you want to win, right? So Win Las Vegas. Hey, website traffic's actually blowing up, doing very, very well going into July. So that's actually a really good sign. That's very good. Now look at this, folks. Very, 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 very good. I like to see that. That's extremely good. Go into the summer. So that's strength going into earnings. So that's going to help, I think, give us a little bit of a what's up, Samuda? That's going to give us a little bit of a good heads up. That's good. Let's do another one. How about well, you could do Caesars even. We were just talking about those. Caesars Entertainment. That's very good. Caesars. That's just Caesars.com. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, here we go. I was expecting a peak in like May, honestly. But then again, it's summer. Hold on. I'm also, wait a second. I was on 3-year. Okay. Hold on. Well, no, I mean, it's still pretty good. WinLasVegas.com. Yeah, here. They're still doing well. This is Caesars and Win right here. Win, the lower one right here, and Caesars here. That's not bad. You know, a little bit of a little slowdown here over at Caesars, but Win doing well. That is not bad. I don't know what's another website we'd want to go to. We'll do a little bit. And here, I use the Bloomberg terminal regularly, but yeah, I don't show it. So let me type in. Let's go members only here. Oh yeah, somebody asked if this was a dead cat bounce. It's always hard to say, like, oh, is the market just bouncing off a bad day? I think yesterday was really overblown. We talked about that yesterday, how overblown the madness of yesterday was. But it wasn't cheap enough for me to go buying anything, right? Let's go last 90 days. And why don't we go in Las Vegas? Or let's go to NV. Yeah, here we go. Las Vegas. Yeah, okay. Last 90 days. Let's go to last 12 months. Let me just type casino, maybe. Okay. Restaurant. Yeah, I mean, in terms of Google trend data, we're not seeing a big difference. Why all of a sudden are we seeing like the casino website data move so well, though? That's interesting to me. Let's just type in Win. Let's do this. See, Win's bumping. That's very interesting. I like that. Let's go to Win. Let's try to book something. Yeah, we'll try to book something. Oh, flights to Vegas. Good idea. Yeah, that's a very good trend search. Flights to Vegas. That's a smart one. Oh, yeah. Pete's nailed it. Look at that. That's nice. Look at that bump in Feb, March. That makes sense. Actually still doing well here. That's not bad. Vegas, yeah. Huh. That is very interesting to me. Let's go. I don't know. Let's see. Can I get a room? Who wants to go hang out in Vegas? Let's see. Okay, come on. Let's get a room over here. Let's do, I don't know. Let's stay for the weekend. Yeah, busy time. Let's see if I can get a room. Check. Rental cars are a disaster. Okay, so I mean, look, they have a lot of rooms, so it's not like you would expect for them all to be sold out. The cheapest room I could get, $401 for a summer getaway. See if they actually have them. Encore, Organ View. I like how they try to upsell you on the page. It's smart. Yeah. Okay. I mean, so they got availability. Oh, that's smart. That is so smart how they do this. Look at this. Late checkout. Oh, yeah. I want to add. That's very smart. I've not seen a hotel do that before. Very, very smart. Oh, I like that. Oh, my gosh. Chocolate strawberries. I mean, I don't know how many people are going to do that, but that's pretty cool. Ooh. Not bad. Okay. All right. So we got availability and we've got a big movement here. Now, does that happen in the summers though? Let's go to the past 5 years. Is there just a summer bump, right? I mean, you would imagine there would be, but it's not very discernible for flights to Vegas, with the exception of obviously this COVID mess over here. Let's try casinos. Yeah, it's scorching hot. It is hot. Yeah, I live in Vegas. It's booming. We're slammed with tourists. You need a reservation to go to a restaurant. Wow. Don't go to Vegas in the summer. Well, I mean, it's hot. Yeah. Past 5 years. See, this kind of screws it up. Let's try to get rid of. Let's get rid of 2020 for a moment, and let's just go out to 20. Let's go 2020. or 2012 to 2019. How's that sound? And we'll go to the end. There we go. All right, let's just see. What we're looking for is movement in the summer. Yeah, okay, this does make sense. So peak season in 14 was July. In 15, it was July. In 16, it was July. 17, it was July. In 18, it was July. In 19, it was July. Okay. This helps explain what the heck is going on with the casinos. That helps on that. Okay. All right. That helps. So you get summer peaking, and then it's a matter of how much are you going to plummet. Now, let's try to relate this to now. Let's go past 5 years. Are we higher now than where we usually are? See, July's at a relative strength here of around 35 to 36 to recently 32 here. Let's go to July over here. It's stronger. It is stronger than 19 right now. Not much, but about 10% more. 10% more from 18 and 19. Let's go to 17. Yeah, about 10. Similar to 17. And let's see here. Similar to 16. Okay. All right. That's interesting. July 4th is nuts in Vegas. Okay. Yeah, that's all right. Hey, so maybe they're going to have their strongest. Well, let's see. July is Q3, right? But you should start seeing that strength in June. So what they say at these hotels might actually be very powerful because they're really going into their busy season is what they're doing. That's good. That's good. Hey, you know what? I mean, wow, AMC, hold on a second here. But I do wish the hotels very well. I don't believe they deserve to have been locked down the way they were. And I wish them the absolute best in a recovery. I don't want anybody to think I want to bet against someone just to be right. I want to see everyone win. I just have not made a personal bet. Okay, this kind of volatility, folks, I like on AMC. Okay, that is very juicy. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to buy 2 shares right now. Now I'm not going to send an alert to Stocks and Psychology of Money folks for this 2 shares thing. I do generally say I send alerts for everything, but honestly, this is just like for giggles more than it is anything else. So, boom. There we go. Now we're at 2,100. I'm still trying to get my cost basis down. I'm getting my cost basis down though by selling calls. You just have to be careful. You have to be, look at this pump. I only bought 2 shares. Why is it running? But let's now go into the options monitor here. And let me go out. I'm just curious to see how the volatility is. Ooh, juicy. 19. Ooh, these are some juicy numbers. Let me go to a 60 here. And if I sell a call, I sell 21, $7,000 for August. It's not horrible. You go to July, 10 days from now, it's only 2 days. It's only 2. That's not good. $2,000. If I go out to, because 2,100 shares is about $100K, right? If I go out to September, $12,000. It's not that good. At the 60, then again, I am at 60. Let me go to 50 or even 45. 45, you'd get a lot. Look at that. If I go to August 20th on the 45, I would get $14,000, $20,000 if I went out another month to September. If I just went to the end of the month, I'd get $7,000 going out to July 30th. And if I go out to Friday of this week, I get $3,000. Ooh, it's tempting. It's on an incredible run right now. Wow, look at this. Oh my gosh. If I went for a sold call of $45 on AMC for Jan 2023, they'd give you $40,900. That's insane. That's incredible. But why go out that far? Because you could get half of that by going out 2 months. You get 30 grand going out to the end of the year. Ooh, I'm buying those weekly calls you sell. Well, this is incredible. I'm tempted to watch this. I mean, just the volatility is very, very nice right now. You're going to get paid a nice, if you're buying the calls right, today's not a day you would want to buy calls. You would want to have bought calls yesterday. That's, I believe, what you would have wanted to do. But looking at the chart, I mean, this chart's beautiful right now. It's just absolutely beautiful chart. But hey, where'd all my lines go? What the heck happened here? Wait a minute. Oh, because I'm on calls. Oh, gosh. I'm like, where are my lines? There we go. That looks a lot better. This is the AMC I'm used to. There we go. Okay, so we're at 42 right now. We just broke through a resistance line. This is very good. This is an incredible run. I mean, this could just, I mean, very, very risky to go in and sell an option on a momentum stock when it's moving like this. So probably not going to do anything right now. But I am going to watch this is what I'm going to do. This is incredible. If I were, just so I had it in the back of my mind, what would I do? If I were to sell a call, you could probably go, you could probably go over here to the August 2045s, 7 grand. Drop that, put in, go to the 21 that you have. That's $15,000. That lowers your cost basis a lot. That's not bad. But then September is nice too. This brings you to 20 grand. That's at $45. That's juicy. But September's a bit out. I'd probably be more prone to go for the August. 14. Is it worth it though? I don't know. 19K. Or you lock in the volatility. You go for it. You go to December and you go, that's 30 grand. That's really, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Go $50. That's not bad. Oh, I'd probably go, yeah, you don't take much of a discount going out to 50. This is probably what I would do. Take myself $27,000, which lowers your cost basis a chunk. I mean, what, 2,100, $27,000 divided by 2,100. That would lower your cost basis by $12.86 a share. So right now I'm at $46 is my cost. I'd lower that down to $33 a share. That's not bad. Of course, yeah, that the danger, you would have to watch it because you might lose your shares by December 17th, right? Yeah, absolutely. So you'd be playing it. But on a day where it's up 21%, that's pretty juicy. All right, I'm going to watch that. Okay, so we're just going to leave it here, and we'll see what happens. 24K. 24K, I thought it was better than that. I thought it was like 26K. Maybe the pricing just moved a little bit, probably. Oh, the 50 was that. Oh, okay, 24.5. All right, well, we'll see it here. Very nice moves. Okay, what else do we have? Let's see how the rest of the market is doing today. Let us see. Naked, Newegg. These are some great moves here. Look at the momentum coming back. GameStop's doing it as well. Churchill Capital. Nice. Nice. Yeah, run the wheel. Exactly. Sell puts on the day it's red. Sell calls and run the wheel. Take them credits. Wow, it's going down. No. I don't know. Should I do it? I don't think it's going to go through anymore. All right, I'll do it. I don't think it's going to go through. It probably won't go through because now it's rotating down a little bit. Oh, it filled like instantaneously. Okay. All right. So give me 1 second here. As usual, I must now send an alert. All right. So give me 1 second here while I do that. Let's just listen to Fox for a moment.
Apple reportedly announced yesterday that they are delaying their return to the office. It was targeted for September. They're pushing it back to October, according to reports. And the business owner is right here in the financial district, the owner of Leaf and Ladle. He said he was also targeting a reopening of his restaurant to align with September when he was expecting workers to return to the office. But now he's expecting that to be months further away. Liz.
Work from home through 2021. They're all moving higher today. Maybe that's just because we're seeing such a powerful rally. But Lydia, interesting thoughts, and some of the best ideas do come from small businesses. Lydia Hu in San Francisco. And you heard from Ben Midgley, right? The Crunch Fitness franchise CEO just a few moments ago, and he was on yesterday. What you didn't hear was how he became founder and CEO of Crunch. Talk about an amazing story.
Crunch.
Never finished college.
Jump over. Exactly. Old news.
Oh, no, he wasn't. Oh, actually, that looks pretty good. See it, want it, 10x it. Yum.
I've been with Nell now for
And now we're in a
2.5
commercial.
years.
Great.
I just feel like I am making a difference in her life.
Accurate.
Okay. Sorry, give me 1 sec. Okay, cool. All right, let's keep going. So what else do we have here? All righty then. So going back to the sticks here, we have not a lot of red. We have about 1 page of red here. That's like nothing. 1 page of red. That's great. And for those of you who are wondering, I did add to my AMC position, right? I had 1,400 shares. Now I have 2,100. So I added 50% to my AMC portfolio. So cool. Now we shall see. Okay, good. So Pinterest, we've got pretty much flat here. Amazon 35. How has Amazon been? Let's look at Amazon here. Missed my super chat. Oh, really? Thank you, Andrew. I did not get a textbook size package for GHVI yesterday. No. But that's also because I only had options on it. Actually, no, I have shares in GHVI. Of course I have shares in GHVI. Oh, that's weird. Maybe it's still in the mail. What's going on at CCIV? Yeah, merger's coming up. GTech Holdings is now public under Avant. Okay, well, that's good to know. Tesla running, really? Okay. Amazon rotating down a little bit. Let me go back here. Okay, so we've got Newegg Commerce is sitting at 13% up. GTech, so that is GTech. GameStop's up, that's 10% here. Arcimoto, that's a nice run on Arcimoto. Oh my gosh, Peloton's just killing it right now. Good for Peloton. DocuSign's over 300. Oh my gosh. $305? Wow. That's amazing. Oh, Enphase up nicely too. Oh, very cool. These are good moves. Wow. Tesla's up 2% as well. Drop in the bucket compared to some of these other things that are moving, but wow, how to sell calls. We just did like a long thing on that. Let's listen to Sarah for a moment.
About 600, S&P 500 up 1.75%, more than wiping out the losses yesterday. Both the Nasdaq and the Russell also roaring back, every sector higher. Goldman Sachs and Boeing adding the most points to the Dow. When we come back, we'll break down the move in Treasury yields with Jefferies chief market strategist David Zerbos, why he says the market feels more than solid here. Plus, home builders rallying today as key data comes in above estimates. We'll look at what's driving demand coming up later on Closing Bell.
Hey, Dad.
I want to see another thing that I want to do is I want to look at Matterport puts again on sold puts. So let me take a peek here. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so Matterport is GHVI. Okay, GHVI. So we have some sold puts already on them. Not many, though. I also have some shares. We've got CCIV sold puts. Yeah, okay. Not much. I have not put much leverage in on GHVI again because I closed out about $200,000 worth. And I took my profits when it had run. And now I've got, what do I have here? Let me count up these sold puts here really quick. 100. Okay. 15 times 100 times 100. So, okay, well, I do have about 150K in sold puts on GHVI. So I do have that. Yeah, and that's for August 20th. I took myself a $19,000 credit to do that. Okay, so I am exposed to GHVI. In the event that it continues to trade sideways like this, I'll be buying this August 20th, which is fine. Because I wanted to own GHVI anyway. SoFi, and we've been really getting more aggressive as we've been getting close here with selling puts, sort of this range here. And this one, I've got 300, 100, 100. I have 500 at various different prices of probably an average about 50. 500, or go with about 16 times 100. I got 800K worth of sold puts on SoFi. So I'm good with SoFi, which is great. And to do those sold puts, 800K, I got, what is that? It's 120. I got about just over 380. No, yeah, 380K. I got 380K in credits to do those contracts. So that's nice. So of the $800,000 that I've committed to buy GHVI at about $16 a share, I've gotten $380,000 of credits. This has been a very good one to sell puts on. If you want to own it, if you want to own it. So yeah, this has been very, very juicy. I like this one a lot. Okay, what else do we have? AMC is kind of sitting around this resistance level. Let's go ahead and pull it here on the chart, the 1 minute. Yeah, see, look, it's kind of just dancing this line here. I'm actually going to give this line a little bit more weight because it's clear that's what we're playing right now. Let's go to BTC. Bitcoin, not Blue Sky. Let's go to Bitcoin USD. There we go. Okay, Bitcoin recovering slightly, sitting at 29.8 right now. That reminds me, I've been trying to transfer funds over to Coinbase, but the instant transfer has been anything but instant. It's annoying. All right, keep looking here. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, good. So then we have CBOE volatility down, metamaterials down. Okay, these aren't that much of a surprise that these guys are down. SoFi's pretty much flat at 15.16, down 0.1. Matterport's up slightly. So I've got my exposure to the SPACs. I also have my CCIV position, which I closed my calls pretty high, took profits there. And on CCIV, I took a $43,600 credit to agree to buy CCIV at $25 in January. How many do I have? 58. Okay. 58 times 100. 145K of exposure. Okay. So I got my exposure to the SPACs. I'm actually pretty satisfied there. That's good. Now it's a matter of, this is incredible. These are some incredible moves right here. Archimoto. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and listen in over here. What's this guy got to say?
So you're saying, David, you think yields stay lower and that ultimately that's good for equities? They just haven't necessarily responded in full yet? Responded a bit today, of course.
Yeah, certainly. Look, lower real yields in particular are very good for equities from a valuation perspective. But I don't necessarily have a strong view that we have not had a big call on rates this year. We don't. My call has really been purely an equity call, which is unusual for me. But I'm okay if rates tend to dip back up a little bit. I just think you had a really skewed position to start the year. You had a 90 basis point sell-off in the first quarter and the long end. And I think people got very excited about this. The Fed's going to make a mistake, and we're going back to the 70s. And they just got overzealous. And this might be a swing that went too far the other way, down to 118 or 115 yesterday in 10-year yields. And we could snap back. But this idea that we're gonna have some big inflation mistake is, obviously something I've been on here talking with you guys about for a long time, is I think a really bad idea.
Over the summer months, what's more likely?
Palantir, by the way, moving nicely here. Palantir right now up 3.44%.
With what level of conviction?
I've probably upgraded slightly my view on the way this year is going to end. I was sort of more in a 20% year camp, and obviously we're at 16 now. We've done that a little bit more today, the total return. We've done that pretty quickly in 6.5 months. That's an over 30% run rate, probably almost 35% run rate. So I think the odds are very high. We end up somewhere between 20 and 25 and closer to 25. And I would even add some mass to the distribution that we have a 30% year. And I really wouldn't have done that at the beginning of the year. I wouldn't have had sort of any probability up there. I think the Fed has done a great job at backstopping this. I think they will do if we have any further problems, if the COVID stories pick up again, and the closures and the masks come back. Mm-hmm. And I think they're going to get off the hook with this inflation story. And we've talked about it before too, after employment reports. I'm kind of in this camp that we don't need to hire back as many people, that we have a big productivity story.
Hey, AMC is pushing again. This is very good. It's finally breaking out more solidly above that line. Not so good for a sold covered, but that's okay. No, I'm such a cheerleader here. And remember, I have a 55 is what I went for December. So I'm probably, I don't know if we'll hold. What I'm looking for, just so you know, how to play this, in my opinion, okay? In my opinion, how to play this is you sell a contract on a high volatility day. When AMC trades sideways for like 3 days in a row, under 55, but maybe even above where it is now, let's say it goes to 50, right? But it's under 55, and it trades sideways and volatility plummets, we'll see, because there's a lot that goes into options pricing, but I believe I'll be able to roll that contract pretty profitably and then effectively lower my cost basis on AMC before even getting to December without much risk. So there is a risk, though, especially on momentum, that all of a sudden this thing just doubles or something, right? Then you're in a not so good position. But we have not seen that tendency at AMC. The last time we had 100% gain was really over here. In fact, can we see that on the actual chart? Where was it? It was like a 95% gain or something like that. It's been a while is the point. Where is it? Is it here? The 265%. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it might have been over here more. No, it wasn't over there. I don't know where the heck it is right now, the 100% gain. But I remember it because we made a video that day. But the point is, we've seen a lot lower volatility since then. So a nice 22% gain day, that's the kind of day that options volatility is going to be very high. Like, for example, in my opinion, just an opinion, right? This would be a really risky time to buy a call option. Like, imagine right now, like yesterday would have been great to buy a call option. You'd make a crap load of money. I mean, look at these. Some of these calls are up 300% had you bought them yesterday, right? In the dirt for expiring Friday. But like, if you're a buyer of these today, oh my goodness, you are paying a nice premium today. So that's all. Okay, good. So GameStop 11%, Zom, GTech, Norwegian, Archimoto, American, nice. Piton, good. Okay, Nordstrom. Hey, I'm happy about this market. Yeah, volatility crushes wicked. That's actually a great way to put it. I mean, some folks were asking me, they're like, Kevin, I bought some options in April, and the stock is the same price, but the options are like I've lost 25% on my options. And it's like, yeah, volatility crush. Like, seriously, it's nasty. Very, very, very nasty. So you got to keep that in mind when you play the options game. So it's not just about that price. MMAT is going to get its day. You'll regret not looking into it deeper. I'm sorry, okay? It got momentum played. I'm not saying Meta Materials doesn't have a good future. What do I know? I don't know the company fundamentally. I'll be very transparent about that. I don't know anything about it. I just looked at the sticks and I'm like, this thing's going to tank. And I said it like 17 different times. It wasn't that much of a surprise. Is Corsair going to the moon? Well, okay. It's recovering from its disaster by going up 4% today, but I'll take it. Look, the good thing is Corsair's not going bankrupt, right? That's good to know. Oh, let me pull up the terminal.
We've got Ally Chief Investment Strategist Lindsay Bell with us as well. Let's get things off with the broader markets. Major averages rebounding after a big sell-off. Leon Goodman was on Halftime Report earlier with his take on the markets.
The conditions for a bear market just are not present. Bear markets don't materialize out of immaculate conception. I have a different view of inflation than Secretary Powell, but the most important thing you can say about inflation is a friend of common stocks, because the corporations incorporate the inflation in their costs into their selling prices, which lifts the nominal level of revenues and earnings. Certain sectors of the market have been euphoric, but I think the overall market is not euphoric. But
I agree.
So I think the market outlook is okay.
In fact, that's when I want to dump the rest of my options, because I've got a lot of call options left, and I got a big tax bill that I have to pay in October. I just checked. I've because I've been taking profits off of some things that have already done very well, SPAC moves or swing trades or whatever. I'm sitting at about $2 million in cash, kind of just on standby right now. Now, I could throw that to pay my tax bill, or if there's a big dip, I will just go into margin for the tax bill and I'll go buy the big dip. So just transparently, that is about, of my stock portfolio, that means I'm somewhere around 10% cash right now. So something to keep in mind. Zero margin. All right. So all right, let's go here to I have not been shy about taking profits on some of the shorter term calls, because you have to at some point anyway. Like there's a difference when y'all generally know I say, oh, the sell button's broken, right? It's different when you have shorter term calls. You go in knowing you're going to have to pay taxes. All right, let's go ahead and listen to Sarah.
What do you think? And the fact that the bond market signal is coming in loud and clear.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just yesterday was, some of these worries rose to the surface and investors use it as a reason to sell the news. And I think that the point you're making, Sarah, is very important. Has the growth trajectory changed? And we're entering earnings season. We're right in the heart of it right now. And so far, so good. Over 86% of companies are beating on the top line, 84% of companies on the bottom line. It's still early in the season, but the beat rates are big. And I think even today, we're going to hear from some companies like United about really what the Delta variant is doing to their business, or what they expect it to do to their business in the coming quarter. So it'll be certainly very important to listen to those conference calls. And I don't think it's time to change our growth trajectory just yet.
Oh my gosh, AMC is running even more. That is really incredible. Look at this run into the close. Oh my gosh. Like, if you haven't sold a call yet and you got the cojones to do it, oh my gosh, the premium just got even more ridiculous. Like, had I waited to now just to make myself feel bad, okay? Had I waited till right now, I got, for December, I got $24,000. Had I waited till now, $1,000. Oh, that's lame. Why is it not updated yet? Come on, Weeble, get with the program. I want to compare. I want to make myself feel like a loser. Come on. 21. There we go. Okay, that would have been another $4,000. $3,600. $3,600 right now. That's woo. Yeah, 2 comma, 2 comma, that'd be awesome. Yeah, if I had the collateral, I would have done it. It looks so easy. Kevin sold calls. Are you a joke to me? Yeah. Hey, you know what? The strategy is the same. I don't need to panic on like it's not like a day trade. This is a, I got 4 months for this trade to work. And theta decay, remember this, folks, theta decay plays in your favor in sold options. You know what we should do on a day like today is look at Tesla. But I don't know that I have Tesla shares here. Ooh, that's a problem. Tesla. Oh no, I only have options. That's a bummer. Okay, but I think maybe I have options over. But I don't think the volatility just isn't as beautiful over at Tesla. So Tesla shares, do I have them in Robinhood? No, like 85. That's lame. No, okay, so that'd be 8 contracts because the others are at Chase. So like if I did the same thing here, slightly out, I don't know, let me go to like 690, okay. 690, you did 8 solds. Oh, wow. Really? Wait a second. 8 times 100. Oh, that's 8 contracts. Oh, right. I don't have enough for 8 contracts because that's 800 shares. Duh. I barely have enough for 1 contract. Duh. In my Robinhood. Oh, that's a bummer. $7,000 a contract, though. I mean, let's say you did it on 1,000 shares. 1,000 shares. So 10 times 100 times 690. $690,000 worth of shares. About. You sold a call on this for December. You'd get about 74 grand. I mean, that's not bad if Tesla keeps trading sideways. But I don't know. If Tesla runs over the next 2 quarters, that's going to suck. You'd have to really, really watch it. Just like AMC, you'd have to watch it. Because if it runs away from you, it's gonna hurt. All right. 5 minutes to closing bell. Yeah, but what is Tesla doing today? Tesla 2.29%. Okay. All right. We'll see. If Tesla was up like 10% one of these days, that might be a juicy time to even consider that. But I haven't really thought about that. Churchill Capital up 10%. Big Digital, nice. Arcimoto 7.74. Piton killing it here. Absolutely great. And Redfin, Dave & Buster's, Penn. Everything's killing it. I'm just surprised on the Piton run. I don't know if it's just returning back to it where it was, or people are overplaying the stay at home, or it could just be the run toward growth again. I mean, we've seen Piton sit in the 120s here for a bit. Look at even Roblox. Roblox going back to $80. Very nice. All right, let's listen to this over here for a moment. What do we got here?
Mortgage rates still, below 3%. All the inputs seem like they're working in favor longer term, and the stocks have cooled off in the last couple.
But a lot of those stocks that have cooled off are working today. Autos, airlines, home builders, banks, restaurants, grocers, even. Netflix is one of the big names set to report quarterly results after the bell. Just a few moments. Julia Borton here with the preview. Julia.
Well, the question for Netflix is when and how fast the streamer can re-accelerate its subscriber growth. The number to watch is 1 million. That's the number of subscribers Netflix forecast that it would add in the quarter. The more than 3/4 of analysts that have a buy or overweight rating on the stock are hoping that Netflix will exceed that number and that it will guide to the addition of about 5.5 million new subscribers in the third quarter. Earnings are expected to nearly double and a 19% increase in revenue, but any guidance will be much more important to impact the stock than these quarters, than the numbers from this quarter, guys.
Julia, thanks so much. We look forward to those numbers crossing.
Netflix earnings. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. We've got a ton of earnings coming. Here, let me, I'm going to tell you really quick all the earnings that we're going to see. Oh, that's going to be fun. Earnings, let's see. Here we go. Okay, so we have, today is Tuesday. Ooh, juicy. Okay, I'm going to pull up the terminal here. We've got Netflix, United Airlines, and Chipotle coming after the bell. Ooh, let's see how those are doing right now. Netflix right now. Netflix at the bell right now is actually sitting down. It's falling into the close. It's down 0.33% right now. United Airlines should be doing well today. Yeah, it's up 6.55. This is going to be the first big airline. That's going to be a tell. This is honestly going to be a tell for the entire recovery market. I'm very curious to see these earnings. Ooh, I really just hope everything beats. Okay, Netflix, Chipotle. They were one that just killed it over the pandemic. I mean, look at the growth they've had here. I mean, they went from $600, $700 stock to where they sit now at $1,500, $1,600. It's up 1.32%. We are 1 minute from the closing bell, and we've got. Well, I'm going to start pulling up these earnings pages so we have them ready to go. I'm excited about that.
Session highs, but still powering ahead with the Dow up triple digits, 552 points or so. Session highs was about 100 points higher. Still a pretty broad-based rally. What's leading the Dow? Boeing, Goldman Sachs. Those are the two biggest contributors. Honeywell, Home Depot. That jives with the overall market too in the S&P. Industrials and financial.
By the way, Bitcoin's slightly higher now at 29,778. Can't hear Sarah as usual. Is it just me, or can any of you actually hear Sarah when she's talking over the bell? All right, there it is. Dow's up about 550, 1.62. You got S&P up 1.53, NASDAQ up 1.58, Russell, small cap 3%. Very nice.
Welcome to the closing bell, everyone. I'm Wilfred Cross, along with Sarah Eisen and Mike Santoli, CBC Senior Markets commentator. Off session highs.
So, okay, how can you hear fine on your Sony headphones? Like, is she quiet? Most people say you can't hear her over the bell.
The week as a whole by 9 basis points, and not quite now recovering yesterday.
You must work for Sony.
Investors are ready for a huge slate of earnings. Netflix, Chipotle, United Airlines, Interactive Brokers, to name just a few of them. Will have the numbers as soon as they cross. And then Chipotle
I'm gonna beat him.
Brian Nickel will join us to break down his company's results straight after they cross before the earnings call. Plus, the Open winner, Colin Morikawa, is here to
I just think it's funny because they've been back at the stock. Oh, Interactive Brokers is already out. Oh my gosh. Net revenue came in. Oh, big beat at Interactive Brokers. That's going to be good for the Robinhood IPO, $754 million versus estimates of $668. That's a big beat for Interactive Brokers. That's going to be good for the other brokerages. Net of $92 million. EPS coming in at $1. EPS, let's see, Interactive Brokers, second quarter comprehensive EPS came in at $1.05 versus estimates of 82 cents. And maintains quarterly dividend. That's a beat on bottom line. That's a beat on revenue. Really good for IBKR. But it's also, in my opinion, going to be good for the other trading companies like SoFi or really just any of the other ones. SoFi, Robinhood for its IPO. That's very, very good. I don't actually see... let's see here. Extended hours. Extended hours. I'm actually getting a red arrow on Interactive Brokers here. Which is really interesting to see that, especially with that kind of beat. So I wonder why this is rotating down. But let's see how SoFi is. Maybe the street hasn't realized this yet. But that looked like a pretty big beat to me. Okay. All right. Weeble's being hilarious again. So hold on a second here. Okay, again, that's going back to Interactive Brokers. Yeah, revenue beats. Okay, IBKR. That's right. IBKR. No, it's still showing red right now on a good beat. Very interesting. Chipotle, United, Netflix just came in. Oh, crap. Netflix sees operating margin at 20% versus the estimate of 20.7%, so slight decrease in margin. Q3 paid, okay, wait a second. Paid net change, 3.5 million. Hold on a sec. There's a lot to see here. Netflix reports Q2 EPS lower than expected, 2.97 versus 3.15 or 3.16 here. Yeah, okay. Here, I'll go ahead and put this up. They were on this fast, too. CNBC was fast. Revenue came in right around expectations, $7.34 billion versus $7.32 expected, but that's an EPS miss. There's one headline here saying meets, but 2.97 versus an estimate of 3.14, 3.16 is not exactly a meet. So that's interesting. Q3 streaming paid net change 3.5 million. Estimate was growing 5.86. So they didn't get as many customers. Let's listen to them.
0.5 global streaming paid net additions. The consensus expectation was for more like 5.
Oh, okay. Here we go. That's revenue. Okay, so global streaming paid net addition customers of 1.5 million. There we go.
Paid net ads is a big factor that the market's keying off.
And now they are finally saying it misses estimates. There we go. They had the wrong headline at first. I'm like, that's a miss. That's not a meet. Yeah, it's a bummer for Netflix. And you wonder how much demand they've really pulled forward. That's a big consideration for Netflix. Let's see here. Netflix sees 3/4. Okay. So this is their forecast. I see. Here we go. So they're forecasting more earnings for Q3, which is good. $2.55 net versus $2.17. Netflix still sees free cash flow at about $0. Netflix says in early stages of further expanding into games.
Yeah, Sarah, what I would say is I think the stock moving lower is definitely a reflection of the far lower than expected guidance for the third quarter. This was a quarter where, yes, they came in with 1.5 million subs in Q2, but the guidance for Q3, this is a company where investors really wanted to see accelerating user growth. The fact that the guidance is so much less than expected is a disappointment. The company had said they expect much stronger content in the second half of the year, and that would drive guidance. So I do think that is what is putting pressure on the stock. But I want to home in here on the commentary about games. They say here in the letter to shareholders, we're in the early stages of further expanding into games, building on our earlier efforts around interactivity. They mentioned Black Mirror and Bandersnatch and the Stranger Things games. We view gaming as another new content category for us, similar to our expansion into original films, animation, and unscripted TV.
Hey, just a quick note. Interactive Brokers just put out a note here. Increased customer accounts 61% from a year ago. That's a big move. Still waiting on United Airlines here. But yeah, this is a miss and not such great guidance here on Netflix.
Increasing investment and growth across all of our existing content categories. But since we're nearly a decade into our push into original programming, we think that time is right to learn more about how our members value games. So this is really key here, Sarah. You know, I reported last week about how they made this big hire in the game space.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Look at Interactive Brokers. We read the earnings right here. And I'm like, why is it still red? The earnings are really good. It literally just took the market a few extra minutes. So we beat the market. I like that. Just by a couple minutes, but it's funny anyway. Netflix, I was a little slow on, I have to admit.
The other thing I just want to point out here is the commentary about the merger of Warner Media and Discovery. You mentioned this briefly, but they just talk about the consolidation in general. They say, we don't believe this consolidation has affected our growth much, if at all. While we are continually evaluating opportunities, we don't view any assets as must-have, and we haven't yet found any large-scale ones to be sufficiently compelling to act upon. So what that says to me, guys, this is a company that's going to continue to invest in content internally, build out these new segments like gaming, but they are not looking for any big M&A deals right now. Guys, back over to you.
Yeah, and then they named some actual other competitors like YouTube, Epic Games, and TikTok. Just the continued competition for screen time, basically, which is what they're contending with. Julia Borston, Julia, thank you. Ed Lee, want to bring you in. As the stock comes back a little bit, down 3% after hours, the forecast seems to be key.
Yeah, I think that's what the movement is based on. I mean, everyone's looking for a higher number for the current quarter. I think they're still suffering sort of the pandemic cold, where a lot of their productions were halted. And that sort of, they're seeing the effects of that now. So while everyone was sort of stuck at home last year, bought into Netflix subscriptions probably earlier than they otherwise would have, there was that pull forward. But now we're seeing the effects of, well, there's just not as much content on the service as they usually have. So that's what I think is sort of dampening the new subscriber growth. But also, look, the bigger picture is this, is that the closer it gets to 300 million, and it's getting there closer every day, of course, you know, the harder it's going to get there. And I think this move into video games is an acknowledgement that simply spending more on content isn't necessarily going to get them to that number, right? And I think I think it's a key thing to understand about video games. And this is stuff that they're going to develop on their own. So that's a completely different skill set. Who knows if it's going to work for them? Also, they talked about games being primarily on mobile first. That makes sense given there's more interactivity on mobile, but something like 80% of Netflix viewing happens on television sets, not on phones or even on tablets. So I think that's going to be a huge hurdle for them in this new endeavor.
But Mike, they are still growing towards that number. They're not falling, and most importantly, they've also grown into this valuation, particularly over the last year.
To a fair degree, they have, yeah. And there was a 500,000 beat on the past quarter, and what was it? Maybe a 2 million shortfall on the current quarter guidance. So essentially, on a net basis, we're talking about 1.5 million subs over the 6 months, and that's not necessarily that's not a deal breaker one way or the other. So yes, it's maturing.
Yeah, I personally, I mean, if I'm going to give a reaction here on Netflix getting into games, I get it, the idea of including games in TVs, but I don't know. I mean, a lot of people watch Netflix on their iPads, or some people even watch it on their iPhones or their computers, and a lot of computers and iPads and phones themselves have plenty of availability for you to play games separately. So Netflix incorporated into the games. I don't know. Oh, maybe they've got some creative solution. I don't know. I guess maybe why not? If they have a good platform, a good suite of maybe educational kid programs or whatever, kid games. Like, hey, you like this series? Play these 10 games associated with this, and they're exclusive video games. Maybe that's the way to do it. Is, you go from this angle of you have exclusive content, video game content that increases people's engagement with Netflix and their love for Netflix. That'd probably be the way to do it. I mean, if somebody wanted to kind of predict what maybe a little bit, or go into this a little bit deeper, you could probably go into the earnings report and figure out how many people watch Netflix on phones versus iPads versus TVs and things like that. But, yeah. All right. Still waiting on United Airlines here. Waiting to see when United reports here. Looking for that right now. Let me see if I can get a time, because right now I don't have United yet. Today, United said, it says 4:30. I don't want to wait that long. Why you got to make us wait like that? How rude. Well, at least you could use the time between now and then to get 40% off on the amazing programs linked down below with a coupon code expiring in 2 days, and the price will go up. All right, let's keep listening.
Subscribers coming in or subscribers coming back. And I think that's, again, they still need a lot of content. That's their game, which is to create as much volume as possible. Whereas Disney Plus, which is actually sort of chipping into Netflix's lead, their game is different, which is more quality, right? More sort of fewer.
Netflix falls after forecasting another quarter of subpar growth, says Bloomberg. Netflix posts another mixed quarter amid tough pandemic. Netflix growth sputters in Q2. Streamer outlines video game strategy. Yeah. All right. It's actually, it's not doing horrible. Watch, is this going to be Interactive Brokers?
These strong
Chipotle. Oh, I missed them.
A beat coming in at $7.46 adjusted.
I forgot to pay attention to them.
52 cents. Revenues right in line, $1.89 billion for the quarter. Same store sales also a beat, up 31.2% in Q2. Digital sales, of course, a very important metric here, up 10.5%, making up nearly half
That's
of
very
overall
good.
sales at 48.5%. Operating margins 24.5%. That is the highest level the company says since Q3 of 2015, thanks to price hikes, lower beef prices, and fewer promotions in the quarter. The company also giving some guidance.
Whoa. Did you just hear that? She said lower beef prices. In other words, deflation is coming back to create more monster earnings.
Okay, Rogers, thanks so much for that. Coming up, by the way, we'll break down those numbers with Chipotle's CEO, Brian Nichol.
Oh
looking forward to
my
that.
gosh. That is, wow. It is very, very, very impressive, folks. This is a very good sign. That the line, what they just said there about lower beef prices makes me very, very, very excited. That's interesting. I got to pull that one up. Chipotle investor relations. This is very, 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 very interesting. So let's see here. What do I want? SEC filings. Okay. All right. How about news releases? Here we go. Beef. What's the beef? No way. Look at that. The decrease was primarily due. Wait, hold on. Wait. What? Food, beverage, and packaging costs in the second quarter were 30.4% of revenue, a decrease of nearly 0.3% compared to the second quarter of 2020. The decrease was primarily due to the benefit. Oh, wait, no, this is 3%. I'm sorry. That's 300 basis points. Oh, that's 3%. Oh, wow. That's way more. Wow. Okay. The decrease was 3%. Declining costs. That's very good. The decrease was primarily due to the benefit of menu prices increases. So they raised prices. Wait a minute. They raised prices, but then beef prices fell, partially offset by higher costs associated with new menu items like quesadillas. Wow. Restaurant level operating margin was 24.5%. Oh my gosh. What? No, it's not a 30%. No. Restaurant, what? How is their margin that high? This is insane. Improvement was driven primarily by leverage from comp sales, including menu price increases, lower promotional. Look, this is incredible. This is exactly what you want to hear. Look at this. Restaurant sales, including menu price increases, lower spending. So lower spending on promotion, but more revenues and higher prices, as well as lower costs. That's insane. This is really good. Their administrative costs for the second quarter were 146. Let's see here. Okay, 146. Blah, 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 blah. What was it last quarter? Second quarter of 2021 also included. I wish they gave me a comparison. Where are the sheets? Here we go. This is what I want. 3 months ending in food and beverage. OMG. This is insane. They are making money hand over fist. This is incredible. Wow. Food and beverage and packaging. And still during the reopening. They're crushing it. It's nuts. This is really, really incredible. Wow. Beef, like lumber, will come down primarily due to ranchers needing to dump cattle, but don't count on it going into October. Yeah. No, I think it'll take a while. I run a restaurant. This is the new norm. Printing money, especially with PPP loans covering labor. No kidding. Yeah, that's a very good point. Oh my goodness. So higher prices, lower costs, less advertising because there's so much demand. Net income of $187 million. EPS coming in at 668. What? Oh my gosh, for the quarter. I mean, if we annualize that, that would put us at, let's see here, whatever they are now, 1650-ish, let's just say. 62. They're still pricey, but it's because they're growing like crazy. Wow. I'm very impressed. Like business-wise, that's juicy. Wow. Wow, I'm happy. This is very good. Like Netflix missing, okay, big deal. Like I feel like that was almost somewhat predictable. It's like, how much are you really going to keep selling Netflix subscriptions during the reopening? But Chipotle, I don't know. I kind of thought because of how that played as a recovery stock, I'm sorry, as a stay-at-home stock, where people would get their food through the Chipotlanes. I mean, people must have just like basically created habits of going to Chipotle because, I mean, the stock has been just killing it. A little bit of a sideways trade here since February, but otherwise it's been on a run. Very good job, Chipotle. Wow. It actually seriously is making me hungry too. Yeah, sorry I keep saying it, but it is what it is. All right. How did AMC end up on the day? I know very strongly. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, so AMC was up 24.4% at the way it ended. It's falling a little bit here in the after hours. Let's go see how it is relative to our support line. It's sitting right above it. It's not bad. It's for some reason dancing right around here, that 42.3 number. Okay, now we are waiting for United Airlines, but they're still a little bit out. Okay, let's look at pre-market here. Chipotle, kicking butt. Zom, Western Digital, Spotify, Cinemark. Nice moves here. Costco's at like 420. Dave & Buster's. Oh, gosh. What happened to Dave & Buster's? Even EXP here. But Dave & Buster's. Why all of a sudden are they plummeting? Oh, my goodness. They didn't report, did they? Let me see. Let me see what's going on with Dave & Buster's really quick. I don't hold Dave & Buster's, but boy, that's been one heck of a recovery play too, especially since the thing was down to like $10 for a period of time. Okay, play. Ticker symbol play. Okay. Challenge. I don't actually see any news on Dave & Buster's, so I have no idea why it's down. That's very interesting. Okay, let's see. Oh, you're not showing any movement on play? Oh, maybe it's a Weeble glitch then. All right. Oh, here's the Chipotle. Let's listen to them.
Continuing to see great digital sales growth.
This guy looks a tiny little bit like Ross Gerber.
This quarter, 50% to 48% or so. Is that because of reopening? And do you think it's therefore going to sort of stay at that level rather than grow as a percentage of the total over the next few quarters as hopefully reopening continues to pick up pace?
Yeah, look, I fully expect the percentage to probably go down a little bit as the dining rooms come back. The thing that I keep an eye on are the absolute dollars that we're doing in our digital business, because that continues to grow. You know, we had the addition of the quesadilla to our digital platform. Our rewards program now has over 23 million people. So I think we're going to grow in absolute dollars from here. But as our dining rooms come back, we're seeing more people show up for lunch. You know, we're seeing more occasions happen in the restaurant. The percentages probably will change a little bit.
So to that point, Brian, what are traffic levels looking like right now relative to where they were in 2019, pre-pandemic?
Yeah, so we're kind of getting back to where we were as you think about it. Our dining room, think of this as we're about 70% back to where we were, dining room levels, and we've held on to about 80% of the gains that we made in our digital business. So we're not all the way back. But what I'm optimistic about is we're starting to see more people show up for that lunch occasion, which clearly indicates people are out and about, probably going back to their normal course of business, as we're seeing this also show up in our urban settings as well as our suburban settings. So not all the way back, but we're making great progress.
I know, Brian, during the pandemic that you pulled guidance due to uncertainty. It's back now for the quarter ahead, which is good to see. I just wonder whether you got a little concerned over the last week or so that you were being hasty to have that confidence to guide with the Delta variant, or are you quite relaxed about that?
Look, you know, it's hard to be relaxed about COVID. Obviously, we hope everybody does the right thing, whether that's getting vaccinated or practicing the right mitigation strategies for themselves. But we take it very seriously. We want nothing but safety for our employees and our customers. But look, the trends that we're seeing in our business continue to give us confidence that the low to mid double digits is, you know, the right thing to guide and give people that forward look on the business. Obviously, we'll deal with any headwinds accordingly and do the right thing for our customers and our employees first and foremost.
Brian, are you seeing any real-time impact, especially in the states that are seeing the biggest surges in the Delta variant right now? Alabama, Mississippi, are you seeing any hesitation from consumers around that?
we are not seeing consumer behavior change as of right now. Obviously, the news continues to carry the severity of where maybe the Delta variant is going. But as of right now, we're not seeing major impact on consumer behavior, at least as it relates to eating out or getting food to go.
Okay.
Brian, thanks for joining us.
That's important right there, what he just said.
Ahead of the analyst call. Much appreciated.
Yeah, great to be here. Thanks, guys.
Brian Nickel of Chipotle there. The stock up 4.5% after reporting earnings moments ago. Up next, we'll get much more reaction to Netflix's disappointing.
Yeah, that's literally what you want to listen for. Is you want to hear if they say anything about consumer behavior changing. Consumer behavior changing is definitely what you want to keep an eye on. So that's what I'd be really watching. Let's keep listening.
Historic win later on Close the Bell.
All right, yeah, I've got what's it called up here? United Airlines. So we'll see them in a moment. That's gonna be a big one too. Let's see Fox here for a moment. Let's see what they got.
It surely won't bring down inflationary pressures, that's for sure. And, the thing I think is that all of these people, the economists and his staffers, are fairly well trained in economics. You know a lot of them, Larry, so do I. And these people do understand what incentives do. They do understand how they work. And I don't know why they still go ahead and do this. But it reminds me, Larry, of the old adage that once they take a government job, these people will rebut arguments they know to be true in order to curry favors with their political benefactors. And unfortunately, I think there are a lot of people telling him this because they think he'll like to hear it rather than because it's true.
Or else you're just buying votes. Maybe that's it. You're just buying votes. He's
trying, but I don't think it even works on buying votes, Larry. I don't think it'll help him.
Pretty political right now. Yeah.
Aren't really all that popular.
No, you're right about that. The country does not like excessive government spending. Country hates taxes, and particularly when you put in the threat of job losses. Then you see the polls; they don't want tax hikes at all. So, all right, let me go to something else.
No, and they're right.
Yeah, you bet they're right. You taught us they're right. There's a terrific story here. Nobody's paid any mind to it, but I do. The NBER, right, National Bureau of Economic Research, who makes the decisions about recessions and recoveries, U.S. coronavirus recession lasted 2 months, and ended April 2020. Okay, that's their verdict. Now, for a number of reasons, that's interesting to me. One reason was, this was a national disaster. This was not a.
All right, folks, remember, we are standing by for United Airlines earnings right now. We're not just hanging out watching Fox, in case you're wondering. We are 3.5 minutes away from those earnings. So we'll see.
What do you make of that?
Well, I don't know if I agree with the National Bureau of Economic Research and when it's
all right, whatever.
That will remind you how
commercial. All right. 2 and a bit, 3 minutes to go. 2. Okay, fine then. Let's go see. Dave & Buster's down 3% on basically no news. I'm not sure if this is a glitch or what this is, but other folks are telling me they're not seeing this on Dave & Buster's. EXPI sitting at $33, kind of boring. Chipotle 4.55, Western Digital, Blue Apron, Tuscan, Proterra, Lordstown. Yeah, slight movements to the upside. We've got what are they covering now? Hold on a sec.
Well, Netflix did add.
Oh, they're just talking more about Netflix. We already know about that. Waiting for United Airlines any second. Well, not really any second, like in 2.5 minutes. Does anybody have any questions while we wait for it? I don't know. We can do that. Macro thesis of the energy sector? Yeah, maybe. Let's see here. BTC back almost to 30K, really? Oh, good. Good. I'm still wondering why my Coinbase transfer is not going through. Come on, Coinbase, get it together, would you? I knew I should have transferred money over earlier. I don't know why. It's their instant deposit is just not working. I'm going to try again. Let's try now. Let's see what happens. Preview. Confirm. Trying to buy a little bit of the coin. Yeah, it's just not working. Well, fine then. I'll just have to send you a wire. Stupid. Trade immediately. See, it says this every time. Your deposit has been initiated, but then it doesn't work. Oh, there we go. Oh, it went through. Oh, good. Okay. Yay. Okay, great. Yes. Now I get to play that. Yeah, instant deposit not being instant. I know. All right, we are a minute away. 1 minute away from United Airlines. This is going to be big for recovery. Honestly, I mean, personally, like, okay, let me put it this way. Going into this craziness, I've been very skeptical about earnings for recovery plays. Chipotle changed my mind a little bit. When website traffic is doing what it does every summer. But I'm very interested about how Chipotle was able to raise prices and make more money while prices were falling. So kind of interested in that. 20 seconds to go for United Airlines. So United Airlines, I know the airlines are having trouble getting enough employees back. A lot of delays. People are paying with their time, not so much their money. Airline prices have gone up, though. We know this. You look at CPI, you see that airline prices, ticket prices have gone up. No, Michael, coupon expires in 2 days. Thanks for asking. 2 days. You use that code, I'm not leaving. When it expires, the price will go up. Here we go. United Airlines coming in. Loss of 400 million. We have a load factor 72%. That's good. We're up from that 50%. Traffic is up 860%. Expects to be profitable in Q3 and beyond. Projects positive pre-tax income in the second half. That's really good. That boost in load factor, very, very good. Do not have EPS yet. Expects profitability in Q3. That's really good. Traffic up 860%. But then again, they were comparing to the crap of last year. Earnings, revenue, missed. It's a miss. It's a miss. Passenger revenue was 5.37 billion, and the estimate was 4.78. Operating revenue. Okay, so that was passenger revenue. Operating revenue beat slightly. Operating revenue was 5.35 billion expected, came in at 5.47, but passenger revenue was slightly lower. So a beat on operating. We still don't have any news here from CNBC on them. Okay, here we go. EPS comes in, a loss comes in at 3.91 versus 3.84 expected. So slightly larger loss than expected, but they think they're going to recover faster in the second half than expected. So I think it might be too soon for the market to react. We tend to hit this news very, very, nothing's happening at United right now. But I actually think this is relatively positive news. Now, they did miss a little bit. So, but anyway, going back to some of the other headlines coming in. Yeah, so basically, they're giving us good verbal news for the second quarter. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, wait a minute. Now they're saying okay, they just came out with a correction. So first they said the loss came in at 3.91 and the expectation was for a loss of 3.84. But now they're actually updating that the consensus estimate was actually a loss of 4.23, which means they lost less money than expected. So this is a little janky, the data that's coming in here. Basically, as the 72% load factor is not bad. That's much better than what we've seen. And they're expecting profitability in the second half. I mean, good for them. As long as Delta doesn't come kick their butt. Delta's variant. It's like somebody had a joke the other day. They said, what was it? It was like a joke tweet where they're like, Delta's like, come on, whose idea was it to name this new variant Delta? Like, that's not fair. And then the joke reply tweet was Corona Beer replying, tell me about it. I thought it was hilarious because it kind of does feel like a slam on those two companies. You remember when people stopped buying Corona Beer during the beginning of COVID. Like, that was insane.
The company's guidance of being down 12%. Corporate travel down 65 to 70%. No surprise there. Its Q2 capacity was down 46%. Why is that important? Look at what the capacity will be in the third quarter. It will be down just 26%. So they're clearly adding more seats and more planes, and corporate travel bookings are improving, though the company has not given actual percentage where they expect it to be down relative to 2019. But the most important headline, Q3 and Q4, United expects to post a pre-tax profit. Sustained profitability from here on out is what United is expecting. We will talk with CEO Scott Kirby exclusively tomorrow morning on Squawk Box, not just about Q2, but more importantly about Q3 and Q4.
Yeah.
They're expecting
the stock's not moving at all. Like, it's literally doing nothing. It's kind of like a mix of good news and bad news, and it's literally doing nothing in the after hours. It's really like, this is like literally the most boring earnings reaction I've ever seen. Yeah, I'll work on that, Jerry. Thanks. Anywho. All right. Well, I think that about does it. 4.5% on Chipotle in after hours. AMC just went positive in the after hours too. Look at that. About 1% up. Good job. It's awesome. All right, folks. Yeah, everybody's waiting to see who will flinch first. Oh no, tonic water is made from the same stuff as hydroxychloroquine. Oh no. Oh no. All right, folks, I gotta go. Thanks for being here. Get that 40% off coupon code down below. Price will go up probably about $30-40 per program in 3 days. Thanks again.